In this episode of MPTV, we sit down with Annamarie of Annamarie's, a 20-plus year restaurant that she started when she was 19 years old. A lot has changed in those years, but she is dominating social media with her concoctions and crazy pancakes. We're gonna sit down and talk about what she's done with that, how it gets attention, and also what she's done to shift focus during the last 9 months of the pandemic. Let's go check it out. Hey, what's going on in this episode of MPTV? We're back in Pennsylvania. We're at Royersford and we're at Annamarie's with Annamarie.
Hi.
So I guess tell us who you are, tell us about the restaurant, a little bit of history of it.
Sure. So I'm Annamarie Chestnut. I was born and raised in Royersford. We opened when I was 19, right out of high school. I had started culinary school. And it was really expensive. So it was just, I came home on winter break and this was for sale. And I came home and I told my dad that I bought a restaurant.
At 19?
Yeah, and he was like, you don't know what you're doing. And I said, we're gonna wing it. And I have been on this corner for 26 years, so I'm still here.
See, I'd wondered the history, because I know I saw the plaque with your mother, and I know she was involved.
Yeah.
And I didn't know if maybe it was something that was started by the family and you took over, but you, 19 years old. Wow.
I have authority issues, and I'm a control type A person, so I kind of want everything to be my way. So, I don't know, it was a good fit. I never thought I'd still be here.
Yeah. I mean, the odds of the industry say you shouldn't be here.
Exactly.
Exactly. When you look back over those years, how have you beat the odds? What have you done, a couple of the key things you think that have really led you to being on this corner still?
I think it's a lot of things. Me and the restaurant, my employees were active in the community. My parents were old school. People choose where they spend their money, and you have to respect that it's a choice. They don't owe us anything. They can go eat anywhere they want. So the people in town that support us, we support them.
Okay.
Tonight is the Royersford. It's a secret because of COVID. We're doing like the Christmas tree lighting, and we have America's favorite Santa coming on a fire truck, and we're actually closed tonight, so I can go do the Santa thing. And I think it's important to give back to where you're from.
Yeah.
It gives you a lot of goodwill, a lot of strong following. And also, I think a lot of it is resiliency. Just, you gotta keep going. When COVID hit, a lot of businesses voluntarily closed. They thought it was gonna be a couple weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. Looking down the line, I was like, what if it's not? So we revamped. We started doing dinner, and we were here every day. So the people who were going out got used to the fact that we were the business that wasn't gonna all of a sudden just be closed.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, our dinner has built up a lot over the last 6 months, and it's a good thing. I was getting kind of sedentary with just doing breakfast.
Yeah.
So it was a good kick in the butt to branch out.
How hard was that because what were your hours before? I mean, were you breakfast all the time, all night, or did you close at a certain time?
Well, we did, prior to COVID, it was breakfast and lunch, and we're open from 6 till 1.
Okay.
So now we open at 7 a.m. and we do till 1:30. And then we come back at night,
okay.
Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So it's not horrible.
Yeah.
And it helps, again, being community minded and hearing how the people in Royersford live. A lot of them need that break at 4 o'clock after online schooling or getting out of their job, or some to occupy the kids. And so it's worked out well so far.
What was one of the biggest changes for you from that transition? Was it the team? Was it the food? I mean,
it was the The in-house is easy.
Okay.
In all honesty, it's the boxing. It's the boxing. There are so many boxes. On like Saturday and Sunday, we do between 300 and 450 people. There are so many boxes, and just so many. Everything has to be safely and strategically boxed up, and then it has to be double checked. And then, like I said, it's production line stuff, which we're not used to. So, you know, in the height of COVID, you'd have all the boxes and the bags lined up with everyone's name on it. And then you have a customer come in who takes the wrong food, and then that just throws a kink into everything. And
we were that customer like a month ago at a restaurant. We
Did
got
you
home.
grab the wrong one?
We got home, and of course, it always happens to my wife. She literally has like the jinx. Like whenever we go somewhere, if something's wrong, it is hers. And so we get home, and sure enough, like we have like I look at like we didn't order this, and then I guess my son, I'm gonna blame him. I think it was him, grabbed the wrong bag.
Yeah, it happens, and with the masks and the phone, I'm here for Len. I'm here for Len. We don't have an order for Len, because you can't hear what anyone's saying, and it's a mess. But yeah, that part has been the hardest. The staff has. Most of them want to work. So they all flip the switch, and it's like, okay, we're doing dinner now. But yeah, the boxing and that kind of stuff, it's a pain in the butt.
So I had breakfast here yesterday. We ate about everything. We'll put a picture up on the screen. When I looked at the menu, and I had seen obviously your social media posts because we work together, and I remember when we first talked 2 or 3 months ago, looking at how you use social media. You know, I knew I had to try like all these pancakes. And I think, want to get your feedback, because one thing I hear, and I remember this probably goes back 10 years ago. I was talking to a restaurant owner I worked with, one of my first ever restaurant owners, and I had this idea on his burgers. And I said, I'm not a restaurant person, I'm a marketing person. I know what gets people to stop on their phone and gets them to interact and possibly come in to try something. And he would never take the advice. He always just had the normal burger. And everybody has the normal pancakes. Like, you don't have the normal pancakes. I mean, you've got the...
You can get the normal anywhere.
Yep. So...
Like, I will make you dippy eggs and toast. And I will make you a regular old burger with cheese, if that's what floats your boat. But that's not what... the funniest thing here is our biggest question every week. Do you make anything healthy? Is there anything healthier? And I'm like, sure, all these things. No one really orders that. They don't want that.
Yep.
They might think they do, or they might subconsciously feel they should. But no, the bigger the food and the more ridiculous the stuff on it, that's 9 out of 10 people, that's what they order.
Yeah, mine yesterday, I don't know if I think you probably saw this on Facebook, but I mean, that cinnamon roll pancake
That's my favorite.
That's the greatest pancake, I think, in the history of the world. Like you mentioned, like the greatest Santa Claus is coming here. He better eat the greatest cinnamon roll pancake. Because I thought I actually had cinnamon rolls this week with my wife and kids. That was better than the cinnamon rolls.
Yes, I have to admit, they're really good.
So what was have you always had that over-the-top handful of menu items that people see and go, holy crap?
Yes. I'm not being self-deprecating. It's just a fact. I used to be 350 pounds. I like food. I like food a lot. I'm a giant cheese freak. I like, a comfort food. That's the goal. You can make so many people happy just with food. I don't have to change the world. I don't have to fix anything.
Yep.
I just have to make yummy food. For me, that's the key. As long as they're happy when they leave, that's all that matters. You can eat every bite of your cinnamon bun pancake and then complain after you left that you should have had a salad, but you're still happy.
Yeah.
You ate all the pancakes.
What is the motivation too behind some of that? The fact that, that's what people share online.
Well, exactly, yeah. We, prior to COVID, it was a lot of something for the table. So we all want this. And then can we have a red velvet pancake stacker for the table? And that way everyone shares, and it's, feels more family.
Yeah. What got you to the point, when did you realize, because you've been open pre-social media.
Yeah.
And now you're crushing it on social media. But
I'm
what
trying.
point?
I'm not great at it, but I'm trying.
You do a good job. You put things on your page that cause people to stop.
Yeah, I try.
And that's the biggest problem. I was telling a restaurant the other day, the stuff they put on there looks good if it was on a billboard. Looks good if it was on a TV commercial. But Facebook, people aren't going to stop and just look at something that's really pretty.
Right.
They want something that goes, oh my goodness, is that a giant, whatever it is. And they share it, they comment, they tag their friends.
Yeah.
At what point did you realize that, because like you said, you were here before, you were probably the MySpace worlds.
Yeah. I just always wanted to, it's like put your best foot forward. Yes, we can make you the dippy eggs. I can make you an order of bacon. But look at what we can do. This is so good, and you need to come try it. So, most of the over-the-top stuff goes, and it gets the best reaction. So,
what have you seen that's worked with social media that's gotten people in here, that you can tangibly say, hey, I did this, and people walk in here and spend money and they talk about it?
It's definitely the pictures. Since COVID, I don't know, we've never dealt with anyone in marketing except for you.
Okay.
I've never advertised really. I've always gone against the grain of most of my business owner friends. They keep it very short, very professional, very business. Nope, I'm a hot mess. It's all over it. I posted last week about COVID and what's happening in town and what we're seeing. And like two of my friends who own businesses are like, don't put that up there. They're gonna think that you're not doing well. And I'm like, it's COVID in 2020. The fact that I'm still here is impressive.
Yeah.
I don't need to act like I have all this under control.
Yeah.
I don't. It's COVID. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
No clue. So I'm honest with all my customers.
Okay.
If we screw up, we'll tell you we screwed up. We screw up a lot. Just happens. I don't know. It is. I have a personal connection with most of my Facebook posts.
Okay.
And I get a lot of comments back. We get a lot of phone calls regarding the posts. We have customers who will pop in just to see how we're doing, if we're okay. I think that's all important. Makes us special.
Okay, break time. Restaurant owners, you're watching MPTV, so you're obviously interested in increasing your sales and profits. But what if I told you you could eliminate the hope and pray out of your marketing? You could spend money and actually see results. Most marketing starts with attention, like a billboard. The problem is that attention leads nowhere. That's why we created the ROI Engine restaurant program. We take attention and gain huge engagement, whether it's in-store or online. We help you build a database with deep customer information that's comprised of email, cell phone, and birthday. And then we drive them into the restaurant with trackable results. Yes, results you can actually see. If you're interested and want to have a conversation, check out restaurantmarketingthatworks.com. Worst case scenario, you get a lot of great ideas. Now back to the show. So shifting from marketing to operations. I talk to a lot of people that I would consider this like good old fashioned. This is mom and pop. The mom's here.
Yep.
But it's not the franchise. You don't have the manual. You might have one that you've created over the 20 plus years, but you don't have, I'm guessing, visions of having 20 of these.
No.
What has kept you there? Because I run across, I interviewed somebody today that's a brand that's got 80 plus locations, and I know for me that kind of dizzying thinking about.
I can't imagine.
And so, what has kept you here and content with dominating this corner versus what a lot of people tend to do is they find something success. Oh my gosh, my friends say we need one closer to our house, and you go 5 miles away, and you go 5 miles away.
I don't, if it's not broke, don't fix it. It's just, we have this one under control. Again, control is part of it. Staffing is tough, and if I had 6 of them, would I be able to find 6 me's who are going to put the same care and effort into everything?
Yeah.
My staff is really good. Again, my parents, they were old school. The first thing you make in the morning should have as much effort and love put into it as the last one you make of the day. Whether you're tired, whether it's been a hard day, whether there's been a line out the door, that person deserves the same care and beautiful food that everyone else had before. And the idea of having 3 or 4 or 5 of them, I would probably be nuts.
Yeah.
Worried about that.
And there's got to be some comfort too, knowing that you can come into this location on a daily basis, and it's a small footprint. You don't have 300 tables. You've got 10 to 15 tables, and I'm guessing you can talk to people, interact, and really own the atmosphere.
Yeah. No, like I said, it also, I don't think it would be the same if it was, I don't know if I would enjoy being here as much.
Okay.
If the customers all didn't have names and I didn't, you know, I check the tables 19 times a day. I finish cooking, take off my apron, walk around the room, how was everything? Because I want to know.
Yeah.
If we were huge, I couldn't do that.
Yeah. And I know yesterday when you couldn't be here when I was having breakfast, you said, you know, sometimes it scares you.
It makes me nervous.
Yeah, it makes you nervous when you're not there.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
So what advice would you give restaurant owners? Because there's a big temptation. People have that one store and they're going to go out and do 2, 3, 4, 5. What would be something that you would tell them, like if they said, hey, I've got my own Annamarie's over here, I'm going to open up 3 of them, what do you think?
The staffing that's the key. I've been really lucky. My employees have been with me they're all long haulers.
Yeah.
My weekend servers, prior to COVID, they were with me for 25 years.
Wow.
That's for real.
That's unheard of.
Absolutely.
There's not owners that are around for 25 years.
Exactly, yes. They were here for 25 years. COVID, it got to be a little too much, and they were getting older, and they took some time. But my last 2 cooks were with me for 14 years.
Wow.
And that's all great, and you become a family. But yeah, no, I'm as adventurous as I can be. No, I don't need 4 more. I really don't. I'm good.
So, last question regarding that. When you think about having somebody here for 20 plus years and a cook here for 5, 10, 15, what is it in your leadership style that keeps them here? Because a lot of restaurants, their leadership style keeps them away.
I don't know. We treat everyone like family, customers and staff.
Okay.
You know, in the heat of the moment on the line, I might yell at you.
Yeah.
But I yell at my kid too. Doesn't mean I don't like him.
Yeah.
It means that I was having a moment. I don't know. I do. I think it's that we're all really close knit.
Yeah.
So I was also taught that I don't really have employees. I have coworkers.
Okay.
Because I work with them.
You're in the trenches.
Exactly. So some business owners, they're out on vacation and or they live in a different area and they're just checking in. I'm always here with them, so I think they know that when the shit hits the fan, I'm right there with them. It's not like I've never left them to do a rush of 400 by themselves.
Okay.
So smart or not on my part, I'm not sure. But
you know, we evaluated about, I think 3 or 4 months ago, in the middle of the summer, I was talking to a couple of my team, and I said, hey, I want you to look at the restaurants that we deal with. They're all over the country. They're all shapes and sizes. What's the common traits among the ones that do well, that we enjoy working with, that enjoy working with us, that we can help? And one of the biggest things was people that work in the 4 walls. is that we found, like, some of the restaurants that we work with, they don't understand the benefit of what we do from a marketing standpoint because they're not in there,
Right.
and they don't hear or see it. The people that are in the four walls and understand it and say, hey, I saw 5 people yesterday I'd never seen before. I mean,
Yeah.
and I think that's lends itself well to you with your team as well, that you're in the same place they are all the time.
Yeah, I absolutely agree.
Restaurant owners, did you know Matt has free online marketing courses that teach you how to successfully market your restaurant? Email support@mattplapp.com to get access to the courses and a free social media content calendar.
Okay, so I end the podcast with one question,
Yeah.
and it's called airplane mode. So
Okay.
when you think about, like you said, you're plugged into this place a lot. When you want to escape it, when you want to get out of it, when you want to focus on your kids, on your family, on all, what do you do to put yourself in airplane mode? What's a hobby or what's something you do?
I'm not sure I have airplane mode.
So the airplane mode's broke on your phone?
I think it, yeah. My kids laugh. My phone cannot ring all night until I sit down. And then it's 2 employees or a supplier telling me you can't get something. I don't know. I think that, I don't know. It's something I've been working on more since COVID.
Yep.
I turn my phone off more, but we're not to hobby point yet. We're not.
So we gotta find you. So I have to go back at all my episodes and put a list together.
Find a hobby that, because it's, especially the last 9 months, it's all restaurant all the time.
Yep. Well, hopefully 2021, that'll be the corner we turn to
It
find
has to be, right?
Annamarie a hobby,
Yes.
and find your airplane mode that's, the button's not broke.
Yes. That would be perfect.
Well, cool. Well, thanks for sitting down with me.
Thank you. I really appreciate the effort. Thank you.
You're welcome. And hey, that's all we got for this episode of MPTV. We'll see you around.